Hello YouTube, it's Sang here with Hobbies and Man once again, and today we're doing another manga review. Today we're going to be looking at Eiichiro Oda's Wanted, which is a short story collection by Eiichiro Oda. It has 5 different stories, and each one of them is slightly different from the other. They're all kind of like pre-One Piece, so that's pretty interesting. The publisher here is Panini Manga Mexico, as you guys can see right there, and on the sides like that. And this one actually kind of annoys me because it's the only Mexican manga that I own from Mexico that's like oriented the same way American books are instead of the other way. And it's really annoying because all of my Mexican books are stacked one way and then this one is backwards, but it's kind of annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. And the demographic here is shonen. Obviously this is Eiichiro Oda. All of this stuff is on Shonen Jump, so it's a shonen, and the genre for most of these is action adventure of some sort. There's one that's kind of like slice of life-ish, but not really. And this doesn't have any adaptations as far as I am aware, so that's that. And yeah, I can't really give you a premise or kind of a general overview because each story is slightly different. So what I'm going to do is tell you about each of the stories, you know, in a little bit of detail, but given that they're short, I can't really say too much without kind of giving away the whole plot line. So I'll try to keep it brief, and this will be similar to a first impressions video more than it will be to a regular manga review, but let's keep going with it. So yeah, before we get started, let me show you what the book comes with. So this is the book. This is the front, this is the back. This is in Spanish, so from Mexico specifically, it has a dust jacket, and here is the same kind of image in this interesting gray color. I don't know why they chose this, but it looks good. I'm not gonna lie. Although, given that it's wanted and it's supposed to be like a wanted poster, I personally think it would have been really nice if it was like a cream parchment color instead of this very kind of standard gray. But that's just me. Maybe they couldn't do it for a specific reason. I don't know. There's no color pages or anything like that. And this is a standard Japanese style tankobon size, which is significantly smaller than any of the English sizes that we have. So there you go. Let me show you the dust jacket in a little bit more kind of interesting direct angles. Has a picture of Eiichiro Oda covering his face, and kind of a little bit of an explanation about what this is. And then here in the back it has another kind of little synopsis kind of thing, and that's it for that. There's also a bookmark which has this right here, which is from the first story, which is called Wanted, and then this is which is matching the front of the book right there. So yeah, now there's 5 stories, like I said, and each one is slightly different. The first one is called Wanted. This is kind of a Western story. It kind of reminds me a lot of like a very classic, standard, like Western shootout type of series. It reminds me of like Lone Ranger, or you know, something of that sort, right? There's this character who happens to be called Billy the Kid, who's not the main character, but he's like there, or he's like mentioned or something like that. I'm pretty sure they mentioned Billy the Kid, but there's also, you know, very standard characters, and we follow one who happens to be a wanted character because he's so good at shooting people and not dying that everyone wants to capture him, but then he ends up killing them, which then raises his wanted poster's value because he keeps defending himself from them. So that's kind of what it is. Eventually he gets haunted by one of the people that he killed, and the rest is kind of open-ended there. But it is a pretty cool story. I actually really enjoyed it. Then there's the second, which is called Present. In Spanish, it actually has a bit of a longer title. It's called something like A Gift from the Future from the Past to the Future, or something like that. Basically, it deals with this guy that's a pickpocket who eventually gets seen or noticed by a god, a kami, and the kami has you know, ruined his life. He has given him bad fortune, and this bad fortune actually causes an issue with a lot of people because his name and his house sound exactly like the name of a company, and so all of the misfortune that's happening to him is also happening to this building, and so he has to go in and fix this issue. It's actually pretty fun. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't the best story ever, but it was like fun enough. So I was kind of happy with that. Then we have another story called Ikiyaku. In Spanish, it's called something else. Let me see what it's called in Spanish, and I'll translate it to English. It's called nightly encounters with a demon or something along those lines. But Ikiyaku is a kind of like Bleach type of story. If you've read the beginning of Buddha, the Tezuka work, it's going to be kind of similar to that. It's about this Buddhist monk who's traveling, and he gets scared by a creature. He thinks it's a anthropomorphic demon. Eventually, he goes into a town, and the town is telling him, "Hey, we're being, attacked by this demon. Can you help us? Can you, exorcise it?" And then stuff ensues. He meets a character who happens to be also an ex-monk or someone that used to take care of the temple. And then he has a battle with this yokai character. Pretty fun. I actually liked it. I thought it was good. This one was probably my second or third favorite of the bunch. President was definitely the last one. Then we have number 4, which is Monsters, which is actually the story of Ryuma, the dragon-killing samurai that shows up in Third Bark. So that's pretty cool. This was written way before One Piece, and then it was incorporated into the One Piece story, which I think is pretty cool. Like, we get to see the character as a young man. He basically looks exactly like Zoro, and he is this kind of Japanese samurai character who happens to be in this kind of like Renaissance-esque country where there's these people that have like swords like knights and stuff like that. And he ends up fighting a dragon because shit happens. And that's all I can say without kind of giving away the main plot line there. So, yeah, other than that, the last story here is called Romance Dawn. And this is the original version. So this isn't the version that was the basis for One Piece. This is, like, it is a version of the story that became One Piece. But this is, like, the original version. Nami is called Anne. And the man that helps Luffy figure out who he is actually Garp, not Shanks. I thought it was pretty interesting. It wasn't a very good story, actually. It was pretty bad compared to like the proper Romance Dawn that starts the story. But it's interesting to see where the story comes from. So I like Romance Dawn in the sense that I like the history of One Piece more than the specific story itself. And that's all there is in this book. It was enjoyable. I rated it a 3 out of 5 in my opinion because yes, some of the stories are good, but there's also some of them that are not very good. And it's just kind of like a good piece of media to own if you're interested in like the stuff that Oda has written that is not just One Piece. So it has value, but it is not like inherently due to it being a great story, if that makes sense. So that's all I have to say about that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.